안녕하세요, 엉클준입니다. 이번 시간 엉클준과 함께 플레이해볼 게임은 헤럴드입니다. 코리아 헤럴드, 헤럴드? 예. 뭔가 시사 매거진 같은 제목인데요. 스토리가 북원, 북투로 나눠져 있네요. 북원을 선택했습니다. (19세기) 약간 오래된 배경을 가지네요.
No sense of sound. No smell of air. Breathless.
바다 속이네요.
I drifted among faceless shapes without a clear distinction of form.
형태가 없는
Blinded
눈이 멀어붙진
until someone or something made me soar. Higher and higher still I went.
높게 높게 올라갔다. 헤럴드 플레이드 바이 엉클준 게임TV 구독과 좋아요 부탁해요. 서브스크라이브 라이크 플리즈.
That is all I can remember.
그것은 내가 기억하는 모든 것이다. 회상 장면이 나왔습니다. 발코니에 배경으로 바다가 나와 있네요. 아주 바다
I don't believe you.
가까이 있는 건물입니다.
Now sit down.
앉아. 오션부가 보이는 아주 고풍스러운 천이 늘어져
I'm sorry,
있는
but you
곳입니다.
can't leave until you tell me. Where are you from? And what is it that you seek in the colonies?
어디서 왔어? 이곳에서 뭘 찾고 있는 거야? X, Y, B 버튼을 이용해서 질문에 대한 답변을 선택하게 되는군요.
I was raised in the West. I'm visiting the colonies in search of my roots.
나의 뿌리를 찾기 위해서 왔다.
Do you or do you not swear allegiance to the Lord Protector as a servant of his protectorate?
맹세를 했니 안 했니? Do you not swear allegiance to the Lord Protector as a servant of his protectorate. 맹세했어.
Yes, I am a servant of the protectorate. Aren't you?
종입니다.
The protectorate does not own us. The colonies may be inside her sphere of influence, but its people are not. You, on the other hand, were wearing their uniform. The bright blue fabric, the golden stitching. It tells me that you are part of the crew on one of their ships, probably a merchant vessel. The embroidery even says that you were the captain of that ship. Impressive.
인상적이군.
But what happened to your ship, Captain?
그 배에 무슨 일이 일어난 거예요? 선장. 나는 어떤 것도 말할 수 없다. 모르겠다. 난 찢었다. 좀 쉬고 싶다. 나중에 이야기하자.
Our conversation ends here. I'm done.
됐거든.
Tell me whose journal this is.
이 저널이 누구의 것인지 말해.
Where did you get that?
어디서 그걸
Who gave that to you?
구했어?
It says Devon Rensburg inside.
데번 랜스버그라고
Is that
적혀
you?
있는데 이게 너야? 너 이름이야? 선택에 따라서
All right. I'm Devon Rensburg. And yes, that is mine.
선택에 따라서
I already know it's yours.
이야기가 흘러가네요.
I'll give it back to you once you've enlightened me on its contents. Now read it for me. And remember, I expect the truth.
돌려줄게.
Again, where are you from? And what is it that you seek in the colonies?
다시 한번 어디서 왔고 왜 여기 와서 무엇을 찾으려는 거야? 이 콜로니 식민지에서 뭘 찾는 거야?
Fine. I'll give you the long version.
19세기 배경이죠.
It's not like I have any choice. I come from the West, born here in the colonies, but
서양에서
raised in the
왔어.
capital of the Protectorate's homeland, a city that never felt like home. I never connected with its people. I was always the outsider.
난 아웃사이더였어.
So I decided to leave that place, in search of my roots.
그래서 나는 뿌리를
I had
찾으려고
heard about
왔어.
someone in the harbour recruiting men for a merchant ship sailing to the east. It was a
항구에서
standard trading mission along the Indigo route. I had never
동쪽으로
worked on a
가는
ship before, but
그런
enlisting in the merchant
상선을
navy was the
구했지.
only way for me to acquire passage across the sea. So that's what I did.
그게 내가 한 일이야.
The recruiter, Aaron Ludlow was his name, took me in a rowing boat out of the harbour. And there she was,
루드로.
his lordship's vessel, Herald.
헤럴드 배. 헤럴드는 배의 이름이네요. 아이란 앤드 아이란 별이 깨알같이 하늘에 박혔네. 배를 타고 이동하는 것 같은데. 배가 아주 고급스러우면서 저 시절에 19세기쯤에
By God, Ludlow, have you read this?
아주 고급스러운데요.
No, sir, I haven't.
Your people seem to be causing a lot of unrest in the colonies lately.
My people, sir?
Well, you know,
동포?
I don't know, sir.
the indigo farmers. They claim the trade does not benefit them enough. They accuse the Lord Protector of abuse of power and demand fairer wages. The local regent has yet to respond, but
공정한
I fear he will cave into the pressure.
세금을
Is that why we have the politician on board?
Yes, Senator Morton is the regent's brother-in-law, and he's going to help him with the complex politics of this affair. He's also accompanying the regent's daughter safely back to the colonies.
볼턴
Remember to
세니터가
treat both of them with
타고
respect.
있다고 하네요.
sir.
Is there anything else you brought from shore?
Well, apart from the new recruit, a letter, sir, addressed to Senator Morton.
Well, what are you waiting for? Give it to me.
But, sir, it's not your...
My ship, my rules, Ludlow. You know this.
내 배에서는 내 명령을
Besides, I
따라라.
don't think Mr. Morton has anything to hide from me. He'd better not.
May I remind you he is a protectorate official, sir.
And so am I.
나 또한 그래.
You there. What do you think, boy? Should I open the letter or not?
그 편지를 열어야 할까? 열지 말아야 할까?
Why not? It's your ship, your rules, sir.
왜 안 되겠어요?
Exactly.
당신의 배고
Ludlow, you should
당신
take an
마음대로죠.
example from Mr.
루드로.
Mr. Rensburg, sir. Devon Rensburg. Delighted to make your acquaintance, Captain.
Captain Cornelius Hendricks. Nice to have you aboard the Herald. Rensburg. I assume you understand that there are rules here. Officer Ludlow will give you the lowdown on them during your tour of the ship.
Sir, I have other...
But first, Ludlow, I'd like you to find Senator Morton and send him here. I need to talk to him about this letter of his. Be quick about it. I'll send Rensburg after you in a moment.
Yes, sir. Be sure to see me on deck, Devon.
So then, Rensburg, I take it you must be returning home to your family?
그래서 랜스버그 집으로 가고 당신의 가족에게로 나는 가야 한다고 해. 가야 한다고?
Yes, I am, sir. It feels strange to say that, though, since I don't really remember my family.
예, 그렇습니다.
I was adopted.
저는
I know my
양자지요.
father is a protectorian, and my mother is originally from the colonies. It won't be easy to find them. That's why I'm writing everything that might help me with my search down in my journal.
식민지
Yes.
주민이었죠.
Yes, I see. Well, you should look at my globe then, Rensburg. As you see, the colonies are very big. You should write it in your journal. Well, off you go to your tour of the
식민지는
ship.
넓어.
Have a nice evening.
잘 지내도록 해. 커서를 이용해서 하이라이트가 된 객체들을 오브젝트들을 조사해 볼 수가 있습니다. RT 버튼을 누르고
There was a globe in the room. The ornate rooster on top stretched his wings out
지구본이
over the
있네요.
world, as if protecting it.
포인트 앤 클릭 그리고 조사 정보를 수집할 수 있습니다. 디지털 방향 패드를 이용해서 저널을 볼 수가 있네요. 저널에는 세 가지 섹션이 있습니다. 맵 오브 더 헤럴드, 인사이클로피디아, 커런트 태스크 앤 노트. 헤럴드 배의 내부 지도와 백과사전, 그리고 태스크들이 보여질 수 있습니다. 대항해 시대, 그 식민지 시대, 이런 시대의 배경을 가지고 있는데요. 헤럴드는 배였군요. 이 상선을 타고 남자 주인공은 유럽에서 동쪽으로 자신의 뿌리를 찾기 위해 여행을 떠나고 있는 중인데요.
The captain's cabin was one of the few places on the ship with a heater. The crew didn't have such luxuries at all.
선장의 방에는 히터가 있네요. 코넬리스 핸드릭스, 선장의 이름입니다.
Looking at the display cabinet, I wondered what his collection of exotic and antique weapons said about the captain's character.
장식장에는 앤틱한 아주 고풍스러운 그런 무기들이 진열되어 있네요. 아랍 칼 같기도 하고. 정보를 얻기 위한 그런 주위를 둘러보는 그런 일을 해야 되죠. 이런 대표적인 어드벤처 장르에서 많이 하는 행동들입니다. 포인트 앤 클릭, 뭔가 상호작용이 일어날 수 있는 오브젝트들과 아주 간단한 포인트 앤 클릭.
Well, I would assume he's reading your letter right now, Mr. Morton.
I sincerely hope you're joking.
No, on the contrary, sir.
농담도
At sea, the captain makes his
심하시네요.
own rules. As far as I can tell, our captain is king on the Herald, sir. The crew, his loyal subjects.
선장님은 헤럴드 이
Officer,
배
there are several
안에서는
reasons
내가
why the people got
알기로는
rid of the
왕이야.
king back in the day. This is precisely the sort of thing that led us to abolish the monarchy. I'm going to have a word with Captain Hendricks now. Please carry on.
Please carry on. 수행해주게. 갑판으로 나왔습니다. 배가 망망대해를 항해해 가고 있는데요. 키를 잡고 있는 배를 운전하는
Not one, but two large
사람이
ornate
서 있네요.
compasses stood on the poop deck near the ship's wheel. Protectorate design seems to favor perfect symmetry.
캠퍼스, 뭔가 나침반이 두 개가 이렇게 있다고 하네요.
I was quite often tempted to take over the wheel and sail us on a random course towards adventure, but that wouldn't have been a smart move.
키죠. 키를 조정할 수 있는 휠입니다. 배의 조타수가 이렇게 옆에서 한 손으로 배의 키를 조정할 수 있는 그런 휠을 잡고 있습니다. 아, 예전 배네요. 도르래와 이렇게 줄 같은 것도 이렇게 있고, 식민지 시대 그런 배의 모습을 하고 있습니다. 푸른색 그런 색깔들이 많이 보이네요. 의상도 푸르고, 뭔가 색상도 푸르스름한 그런 톤이 많이 나타납니다. 유난히 눈에 띄는 게 빨간색 구명 보트가 보이네요. 빨간색과 흰색이 이렇게 눈에 잘 띄게 표현되어 있습니다. 뭔가 돌리는
That,
클랭크 휠도
Devon,
있고요.
was Senator Lewis Morton. Did you see the look on his face when I told him the captain opened his letter? Pure agony.
본 적이 있어요?
Was it really necessary to tell him that?
He would have found out sooner or later
그렇게까지 말할
anyway.
필요가 있어요?
People have a hard time adjusting to life outside the capital. On the open sea, the rules tend to change, but customs don't change with them. Mr. Morton is a prime example of that, and you will probably experience the same. The trick, though, is to accept change. It's something that people like Morton will never understand. But you might.
그러나 너가 그렇다면
If there's anything I want, then it's change. To finally be able to do
선택이
things
계속
differently for
이어지고
a while.
있습니다. 선택이 중요한
I'm
것
done
같습니다.
with the old rules.
이 게임의
There's a reason I
흐름에
picked you from the lot.
중요한
I rarely choose anybody who is unfit for a
분기점이
life at
되지
sea.
않나 생각하고 있습니다.
Now for your tour. Welcome aboard His Lordship's vessel, Herald.
로십스 베슬 헤럴드에 승선하신 걸
A
환영합니다.
Cromwellian class protectorate clipper launched in 1851.
1851년에
As one of the fastest sailing ships in the mercantile fleet, she can reach a top speed of 18 knots.
최고 속도가 18
During her
노트에
short life,
달하고요.
she has already set multiple records sailing to the colonies and back along the famous Indigo route.
인디고 루트를 따라서 기록을 세웠습니다.
What records did she break?
어떤 기록을 깼죠?
Several speed records, of which the most important one was the race against the DeWitt-class clipper HLV Crowing. The Herald beat her by 3 days on a return voyage from the colonies to the capital. She set a record time of 78 days, 5 hours, and 16 minutes.
이런
Now
여덟
let's move on to the deckhouse.
날 기록을 깼답니다. 신상 성능 좋은 배네요.
The Cromwellian-class ship type is named after one of the Protectorate's founding fathers, Oliver Cromwell. These ships are merchant clippers, built with trade in mind. Making money is their sole purpose. The Herald is an
돈 버는
indigo
게
clipper,
최고야.
which means she mainly takes shipments of indigo powder to the Protectorate homeland.
인디고
With this
파우더.
powder, we make the paint that coats the hulls of our ships, and the dye that gives the fabric of our clothes its bright blue hue.
이렇게 푸른색으로 치장을 했지.
I don't really like the color blue.
나는 푸른색을 별로 좋아하지
Well,
않아.
I see why you left the capital then. The rooftops of its buildings, the clothes of its people, everything has been colored blue there. The color blue touches on much that the
제가
protectorate holds
파란색으로
dear.
물들어져 있지.
And indigo is made from a plant that produces the only known blue dye that withstands heavy wear. Until anybody finds a cheaper substitute, the indigo trade remains an invaluable part of our economy.
더 싼 대체물을 찾을 때까지
I never really thought about blue dye in that way. Sounds like a huge undertaking.
It is, but that's not without reason. After all, the Protectorate is built upon free market principles that foster progress through supply and demand. Its people get paid an equal share for the work they do, and with this money they are free to do with as they wish. I am not fond of life on shore, but even I can see that the system works. For most people, at least. Now, onto the bow of the ship.
앞쪽으로 가볼까요? 선원들이 열심히 비상시 사용하는 작은 배를 끌어올리고 있네요. 고트, 포, 배 앞머리로 갔나요? 루드로.
We are standing on the weather deck right now, where you will
Weather
work
deck?
every day ensuring the safe passage to the colonies. You will be tasked with tying the knots, reefing the sails, and swabbing the decks. There will be no talking to first-class passengers, no idling around the ship at night, no begging, no fighting, no stealing, and most of all, don't get caught trespassing.
에서는 조용히
Now that
해야
sounds like a
됩니다.
lot for you to worry about, right?
Sounds hard, but I'll do my best.
최선을 다할게요.
That's what I thought.
그게 내가 바라는 거지. 그게 내가
Don't worry,
생각하는 거지.
it'll get tedious soon enough. Keep in mind that the dining saloon in the deckhouse is only for first-class passengers and officers during this trip. This was a special request by Senator Morton, so please steer clear from the saloon if you want to keep out of trouble. Anyone without a blue coat should just use the service stairs through this door here. Now, is there anything in particular you would like to know?
알고 싶은 게 더 알고 싶은 게 있어?
What if I wanted a blue coat? Where do I get one?
푸른색 코트를 어디서 구할 수
You'll
있어?
have to earn one. The captain is an honest man. He'll reward hard work.
넌 노력해야 돼.
But don't expect him to promote you anytime soon. It took me years before I earned mine. Now just go through this door, past the officers' cabins, and you'll find the service stairs on your right-hand side. Down those stairs you'll find the crew's quarters and your bed. That concludes the tour, Devon. I hope you enjoyed it. I will have to stay out here. I'm on watch tonight. The boatswain will wake you up tomorrow morning to prepare you for the day. Good night.
침대를 찾아서 잘 자. 배를 소개를 받았습니다. 예. 파란색 옷도 예. 입고 싶을 것 같네요. 예. 일등석 칸에 예, 또 신경을 써야 될 것 같고요. 배의 삶은 너무 힘들어.
There was one particular corner on the main deck where the captain couldn't see you from the poop or front deck. Littered with boxes, barrels and sacks, it provided cover for those in a bit of a lazy mood.
통들이 있네요. 수도꼭지 달린 통.
All day long you could hear the chickens cackle. Though the meat was reserved for friends of the captain, their eggs were a special treat for the crew at weekends.
배에서 단백질 제공을 하는 닭. 네. 문이 잠겨져 있습니다. 살룬. 나는 이 배에서
The Herald was equipped with many life belts. This relatively new invention can save people that have fallen into the ocean from drowning. However, if you get swept away by the current, even a life belt won't help.
라이프 벨트들이 많이 있네요.
As strapping as sailors come, even they can't lift most cargo without the use of a dolly winch.
돌리 윈치. 뭔가 돌릴 수 있는.
Looking through the grate, I could see the gun deck below.
건덱. 총 보관 창고가 아래에 있다고 하네요.
The bilge pump on the weather deck was used every day.
펌프?
Even in good weather, some water tends to end up below decks.
펌프? 물 퍼내는 펌프인가요? 아직까지 큰 넓은 바다 쪽으로 안 나왔고 항구에서 이제 출발하거나 정박하고 있는 중인 것 같은데요. 도시가 보이고 있습니다. 자, 됐어. 잘 당겨봐. 오, 이건 닷을 내리고
The capstan is a rotating device that is used to apply force to ropes, cables and hawsers. But I've heard that some captains tie disobedient sailors to it, with their arms and legs spread across the levers.
얘는 뱃머리. 닭 모양이네.
The herald's figurehead had impressed me when I first saw it, but standing on deck, I sometimes forgot that it was even there.
갑판으로 다시 내려왔습니다.
Taking a short break to get water from the scuttlebutt was usually just an excuse to congregate with fellow sailors. I was wise enough not to stretch this privilege,
물
not
먹는
wanting the
데인가요?
captain getting cranky with me.
물통도 있네요. 쉴 수도 있는.
But I don't want to.
난 싫어요.
Take this thing back. But Ian, it's a gift. I don't need it.
이게 필요
I don't need any
없어요.
of this. I
깨지는 소리.
I'm get out.
나가.
I didn't mean to get out.
나가라고 했지. 실수를 했나봐요. 안에서. 또
I was
정보를
quite
수집하고
surprised to find a
있습니다.
flag in the drawer. I'm sure it would not have pleased the Lord Protector to see our symbol of power tucked away in a nightstand. The barrels were filled with rum. I wouldn't be surprised if they were placed there on special
럼주가
request.
가득 찬 술통. 레드덱. 갑판이네요. 잠겨진 문은 열쇠, 자물쇠 표시가 뜹니다.
It was a peculiar place for a sink. I suspect it didn't fit in the officers'
있네요.
cabins.
예.
God forbid that officers have to use the same
싱크대도
one as the rest
있습니다.
of us.
I know you are out there, and even though Mother taught me to address you properly, I know your language is different from ours. Please, hear my prayer. Listen to my heart.
제 기도를 들어주세요. 아까 전에 쫓겨나간, 뛰어나간 그 소년 같은데요. 조금 어린 애 같은데요. 기도할 수 있게 이안이 기도할 수 있게 나가 있었네요. 나가 있어. 나가 있었네요. 잠들었네요. 기도하는 소년 엎드려 잠들었습니다.
Boxes
테이블에
big and small were everywhere on
박스가
the
있네요.
Herald. I wondered what was inside the one on the table, but I didn't dare to open it. On the table stood an open bottle of wine, and there it remained for the rest of the voyage.
있고요.
Maybe I should have taken it to the galley to be used as vinegar.
포도로 만든 포도주.
The apples reminded me of home. Looking out of the window of my small room, I used to dream about this journey while staring at the fruit trees in the garden.
사과. 뭔가 나중에 역할을 하겠죠. 미리미리 이렇게 탐색을 해서 많은 정보를 수집해 두는군요. 또 이게
I'll admit I did consider trying on the blue coat, but the chance of someone noticing was too high.
문짝을 여니까 안에 옷 뭐하고 수트케이스 그런 것들이 들어있네요. 푸른색 제복도 있었어요. 이안 더글라스. 이 소년의 이름인가봐요. 이안 자고 있네요. 얘도 잘 침대를 찾아가야 될 텐데요. 여긴가?
It was getting late. I had to go to bed.
좀 늦었다고 하네요. 잘 때가 됐네요. 예. 아이고. 밤이 지나고.
All hands on deck. The sun is out and breakfast is served on the gun deck.
해가 떴습니다.
You too, boy.
식사하세요.
Ian!
Ian.
Oh, I'm not well, sir.
좋지 않아요.
It's probably the food from last night. I don't really feel like eating anything right now.
지난밤 음식이 문제가 있었나 봐요.
Well, I don't trust Andres bangers and mash either, but you won't make me believe that they made you sick. That would be way too convenient for you.
I'm not lying, Caleb. My stomach tells me that something's
거짓말쟁이가
wrong.
아니에요.
That's
뭔가
Mr.
탈이 났나
Haywood to
봐요.
you, boy. And I know exactly what you're thinking. You heard that Ludlow was sick this morning, so you're trying to blame it on the food. Nice try, boy. Now get up and start running.
야, 일어나서 뛰어.
No, I won't. You can't force me.
아니요, 그럴 수가 없어요. 저한테 강요하지 마세요.
I'm going on strike.
Ha! Don't make me laugh, kid. You wouldn't last a day.
하루도 못 버티냐?
Is Ludlow really sick? What does he have? He looked fine yesterday.
He looked kind of pale when he went to bed last night. Probably seasick or something. You the new guy. Rensburg, ain't it? I'm Haywood, boatswain on this here ship.
난 헤이우드야.
You should report to Officer Brunswick at the helm. Needs his boy to do an errand for him. But since this wretch won't get out of bed, maybe you ought to do it. You up for that?
You up for that?
No problem, Haywood. I'll get right to it.
문제 없어.
Just follow the instructions Officer Brunswick gives you.
명령을
Now
따라.
off to the helm with you.
소년이 아픈가 봐요. 갑판으로 나왔어요. 오, 뭔가 많이 배를 타고 나온 것 같은데요. 오, 망망대해로 나왔네요. 네. 배멀미하네.
Seasick again.
와, 물고기에 먹이를 주고 있습니다. 토를 하고 있네요. 갑판을 청소하는 확인 선언. 335 모여서 대화를 하고 있습니다. 아침이 밝았습니다. 상당히 게임이 느긋합니다. 네, 아직까지는 크게 급박한 상황이 아닙니다.
I don't need them, Captain.
선장님, 저들이
Might
필요
I
없습니다.
suggest we raise the studding sails to maximize our speed?
I still want to see
속도를
him, Rupert.
높입니다.
Where is that boy of yours? Get him to fetch the maps.
I haven't seen him this morning.
지도 가지고 와.
It's possible that he's still...
Good morning, Rensburg. Nice to see you up and running.
랜드버그 잘 잤어?
Rupert, have you made the acquaintance of Devon Rensburg yet? He's our new sailor.
그는 우리
No, I
새로운
haven't,
선원이야.
Rupert Brunswick, first officer and navigator. Nice to meet you.
Good. Now, Rensburg, have you by any chance seen a boy named Ian this morning?
이안 본 적 있어? 이안을 본 적이 있어?
He is ill, Captain. Not feeling well at
그는
all, he said.
아파요.
So I'm taking his place for today.
그래서 오늘 제가 이안 대신
When is that boy
할게요.
going to step up his game, Rupert? He's your student. Discipline him, or I will.
애를 잘 관리했어야지. 그는 견습생이야. 엄하게 했어야지.
I heard that more of the crew are sick today. It could very well be that they're all sick for the same reason.
같은 이유로
Nonsense.
선원들이
The
아픈
boy
것
is weak.
같아요.
He needs to be dealt with swiftly.
그
Lest he
소년은
never
너무
become
약해.
I agree that Ian might be a bit weak, frail even.
이안이
But a
조금 약한 것
man with
같아요.
his gentleness is something the world might benefit from one day.
Some say you're soft, officer. But I appreciate your honesty.
너무
There is no
물러.
denying that it has got you quite far in life.
Please, just leave the boy for a day. I'm sure Rensburg will do fine in his stead.
하루 정도 쉬게
Right,
해줘.
Rensburg?
렌스버그가 잘 해낼 거야. 그 대신에 그렇지 않나, 렌즈버그? 렌스버그?
I'll do my best, sir. What should
최선을
I do first?
다하겠습니다. 뭘 먼저 해볼까요?
The captain would like to see my maps. Since Ian's not here, I'd like you to fetch them for me.
내 지도가 필요해.
My map of the European coast should be somewhere in my desk.
내
I'll
책상에
tell you a secret.
그
I keep a
지도가
spare
있어.
key to my cabin in the picture in the officer's hallway.
그리고 여분의 키도 찾아야 할 거야. 예. 키를 숨겨뒀는데 그 키를 찾아서 잠겨진 문을 열고 그 책상에서 지도를 찾아오라고 하는데요. 첫 번째 퀘스트가 내려졌습니다. 지도를 가져다 줘야 되는데요. 항해에 필요한 지도일 것입니다. 지도를 보고 방향을 잘 잡고 나지판을 보면서 가야겠죠. 열쇠가 어디에 숨겨져 있을까요? 보통 벽돌 같은데 아래에 또는 화분 아래, 상자 아래 뭐 이런 데에다가 열쇠를 숨겨두죠. 책 뒤에도 숨겨둘 수도 있을 것 같은데. 응? 나와버렸네. 여기는 아무것도 없네요. 열쇠를 찾아야 합니다. 열쇠가 있을 만한 곳을 조사를 해야 되는 거죠. 이거 뭐지? 반짝반짝하네.
The announcement was
구겨진
torn in
종이.
two. Someone didn't agree.
뭔가 선장이 공표를 했는데 반감이 있는 그런 선언이
It was a peculiar
있었나봐요.
place for a sink.
이런데 키를 숨겨뒀을까요? 서랍 안에 책이 하나 있는 것 같은데.
I was quite surprised to find a flag in the drawer.
아,
I'm sure it would not have pleased the Lord
깃발.
Protector to see our symbol of power tucked away in a nightstand.
깃발이 물병.
The
딸랑딸랑.
picture contained a spare key to Officer Brunswick's cabin.
여분의 키가 숨겨져 있었습니다. 그럼 잠겨진 문이 열리나요? 문이 열리네요. 아하. 새로운 방에 들어왔습니다. 브룬스윅 캐빈. 브룬스윅 캐빈. 이 지도?
On the writing slope lay a detailed map of the African coast.
아프리카
A sea full of lines, markings and
지도네요.
notes I didn't understand.
아프리카 지도. 무슨 지도를 가져오라 했던 것 같은데. 지도. 이건 뭐야?
Looking through the Merchant Navy's handbook, I
핸드북?
discovered that officers are usually allowed to carry guns, but other members of the crew are not.
상선을 몰기 위한 핸드북. 상선. 예전에 식민지에서 물건을 나르기 위해 실어 나르기 위한 상선들이 많이 있었겠죠.
There were books about navigation, geography, mathematics, and poetry.
항해술,
None of them looked
지형,
very interesting to me.
수학, 시 같은 그런 책도 있네요. 지도. 지도가 어디 있지? 여기 종이. 박스 코스트. 유러피안 코스트.
I found Brunswick's
이건 같은데?
maps of the European coast inside the drawer of his desk.
서랍 안에 있었네요. 유럽 그 해안선을 표시해준 지도. 동그란 통 안에 지도가 들어있는 것 같습니다. 좀 살펴볼 게 있나요? 책도 있고 사진도 있네요.
On the top shelf stood a portrait of a stern-looking man. I later learned it was Brunswick's mother.
브론즈윅스의 어머니 사진이 있습니다.
I was surprised to find Brunswick's spyglass in here. You'd think a navigator would keep that with him at all times.
뭔가 훔쳐 봐야 될 그런 경우가 있나요? 이런
The entire bookcase was devoted to poetry. Among them were some of the most famous works by Shakespeare, Byron, and Poe.
나중에 또 어떻게 사용되어질지 모를 일이죠. 사진이 또 액자에
One of the
사진이 걸려
paintings
있습니다.
depicted 3 white boys playing with a ball in a
세
sunlit
명의
square.
소년이 공을 가지고 놀고 있네요. 자기 손자쯤 될까요? 아니면 자녀들일까요?
One of the paintings on Brunswick's wall was a depiction of the
해전.
Battle of the final battle of the Anglo-Dutch War.
해전 사진.
A painting of the night sky was hanging on the wall. The use of colors was striking.
달이 떴습니다. 구름이 주위를 감싸고 있네요. 이제 지도를 유럽 해안선 지도를 가지고 가야 될 것 같습니다.
I found Brunswick's maps.
최초의 그런 퀘스트를 수행하고 있습니다. 맵을 가지고
What took you so long? Were you lost?
선장에게
My cabin
왔습니다.
isn't that big, you know.
왜 이렇게 늦었어?
I'm sorry, sir. I'll
죄송해요.
ensure that I'm faster next time.
다음엔 더 빨리 일을
Ian would have done such a
처리하겠습니다.
simple task in mere seconds.
Give me
이안이한테
the maps,
잘했을 텐데
Ransburg.
맵을 주게나 렌즈버그.
Well, that's convenient.
오, 잘 만들어졌네.
According to these calculations, raising the studding sails might double our speed. Ransburg, find Boatswain Haywood and ask him where he keeps his studding sails. He's probably somewhere near his workshop.
Look, Uncle!
아저씨
Water
보세요.
as far as the eye can see.
물이 정말
Imagine how
멀리
big the world
있어요.
must be.
Yes, dear.
와, 상상해 보세요. 그렇군요. 바다를 감상하고 있는 아저씨와 족한가요? 바다 위를 넘실넘실 파도를 타고 이렇게 큰 상선, 범선을 타고 가는
The
기분은
bilge pump on the weather
어떨까요?
deck was used every day. Even in good weather, some water tends to end up below decks.
순항을 하고 있는 배 헤럴드입니다. 영어에서는 배를 she 여성 대명사로 봤죠. 배 배는 여성입니다. 캡틴이 또 남자 주인공에게 뭘 시킨 것 같은데요. 태스크를 한번 확인해 볼까요? 이안은 침대에 누워서 나오기를 거부하고 있습니다. 여기 누워 있네요, 이안. 여기 잠겨져 있었는데 열리네. 선장이 배 속도에 관련된 뭔가 이야기를 했던 것 같은데.
You again. So how does your new job suit you, huh?
새로운 일이 어때?
I'm doing great. I like being on the ship, and the work hasn't been
전
that hard
열심히
so
하고
far.
있어요. 이 배도 좋고요.
Well, of course they wouldn't trust you with hard work like mine. Now would they? So, what do you want?
뭘 원해? 캡틴, 날 헤이우드 당신에게로 보냈다고 말한다. Y키를 누르면 정직하게 말하겠네요.
I was sent by the captain to get the studding sails. Do you have them?
Ah, so you're the official errand boy now, huh?
스타딩 세일을
Well,
받고 있어?
it just so happens I need something done.
내가 해야 될 어떤가?
What exactly are you talking about?
무슨 말이야?
Someone's been sneaking around my workbench. The key to the weapons cache
사람이
was in a different drawer than usual.
나의
So, I checked the cache and discovered I am missing a
공구함에
Colt 44.
몰리 왔어. 몰래
If the
들어왔어.
captain finds out,
그래서
we'll all be held responsible.
총을
So we need to
훔쳐갔어.
find that thing before he gets wind of it.
Why do I have to do this?
뭘
Why aren't
해야
you
돼?
going after the culprit yourself?
You think I
너가
got
하면
nothing
되잖아.
better to do? Let me tell you something, Rensburg. You'll need allies on this ship. This is a good opportunity to prove to me
동맹이
what
필요해,
you're worth.
렌즈버그야.
I'm too busy right now, so
지금
I
바빠.
really need someone else to fix this.
이걸 고쳐야
The crew
되거든.
will owe you one if you can return that gun safely to me.
그 총을 나에게 안전하게 갖다 주면
Now, go and find out who stole that thing, will you? And be careful what you ask people. We don't want to
누가
cause a
훔쳐갔는지
panic now, do we?
알아와야. 뭔가 태스크가 또 하나 생겼네요. 헤이우드는 그 잃어버린 총에 대해 걱정하고 있습니다. 그걸 찾기 전까지는 스터딩 세일즈를 주지 않겠다고 하네요. 스터딩 세일즈를 가지고 뭐라고 했던 것 같은데. 스터딩 세일즈. 총부터 찾아. 총을 찾아서 헤이우드에게 갖다 줘야지 뭔가.
I imagined Haywood sitting at the sewing machine, sewing a pretty dress like a dainty old lady.
바느질 기계네요.
I wondered what him reading an amorous tale of the chaste loves of Peter the Long said about Caleb's love life.
책도 있고 공구들이 많이 있네요. 서랍들도 있고. 서랍이 열리는데.
You could expect to find something as random as a drawer full of door handles from time to time. It was.
문 손잡이 들어있고.
You could expect to find something as random as a drawer full of door handles from time to time. It was a workshop after all.
톱도 있네요. 이건 뭐지? 기름통? 서랍 안에 다양한 또 도구들이 들어있습니다. 깡통 같은 것도 들어있고. 망치, 정, 끌, 다양한 배에서 필요한 도구들이 들어있습니다. 여기는 배 안에 그런.
According to Haywood, his saw had once been used by Dr. Gehrig when Sylvain, one of the sailors, got stuck between the gears of the cargo winch. Since that day, it's been a lot easier for me to tell them brothers apart, he added with a smirk.
다양한 도구들이 있네요. 총을 찾아오라고 하는데요. 총을 잃어버렸습니다. 침입자가 총을 훔쳐갔는데요. 누가 훔쳐갔는지 또 찾아와야 됩니다. 그 총을 찾아와야지 다음 단계에 또 일이 진행이 됩니다.
I'll admit I did consider trying on the
어디부터
boxes big and
찾아봐야
small.
될까요? 뜬금없이 총을 찾아야 되는 상황이 됐습니다. 뭔가 내가 가지 못한 그런 곳을 또 들어가야 되나요? 잠겨져 있고. 여기는 갔었던 데고. 사람들과 이야기를 좀 나눠봐야 될까요? 정보를 얻을 수 있을 것 같은데요.
Rensburg, what are you doing up here?
뭐 하고
Shouldn't you be
있어?
getting those sills?
세일즈를 가져와야 되지 않니? 뭔가 비밀스러운 거래를 했었죠. 배에서의 그런 서로 간의 그런 동맹이 필요하다고 하는데요. 그걸 증명하기 위한
It's a bit embarrassing, sir. But I wanted to tell you that I'm afraid of pirates. I've read the stories of what they do to sailors like us.
해적이 무서워요.
How do the crew protect themselves from such scoundrels?
그런 상황에서
You've been
어떻게
scaring yourself
나
with
자신을 보호할
children's
수 있죠?
literature, Rendsburg. Piracy has been dead for years. Though I have to be honest, I met a pirate
해적은
once.
없어.
Not very scary, just a foolish robber who thought he could earn easy money by killing people. Such savagery. But you should hurry up now and get those studding sails from the boatswain.
스타딩 세일즈를 가지고 빨리 가라고 하네요. 하지만 일단 총을 찾아야 됩니다. 그리고 누가 훔쳐갔는지도 알아야 되고. 뭔가 소중한 정보를 줄 수 있을 것 같은 사람을 찾아야 될 것 같은데요. 배 안에서의 뭔가 알력, 선장, 배 안에서의 왕인 선장과 그리고 선원들, 다양한 이해관계가 엮이겠죠.
A brass sign forbade anyone but passengers and officers to enter the deckhouse. It appeared to have been placed quite recently.
아주 오랫동안 배를 타고 먼 항해를 할 때 배에서 반란이 일어나기도 한다고 그러죠. 그때 선장은 상당히 그 상황에서
A brass sign forbade anyone but passengers and officers to enter the deckhouse. It appeared to have been placed quite recently.
그 반란 상황을 진압을 해야겠죠.
Looking through the grate, I could see the gun deck below.
선장은 너무 칼 같아.
You had to see your face.
That's not funny, my dear.
얼굴 좀 보세요. 재미없구나. 조카야.
Sorry, Uncle. I won't laugh.
죄송해요. 웃지 않을게요.
What are you looking at?
뭘 보니?
Leave us.
그냥 우리를 냅둬. 과연 총이
The captain's
어디에
cabin was
있을까요?
strictly off limits without an invitation from the captain himself. I was quite often tempted to take over the wheel and sail us on a random course towards adventure, but that wouldn't have been a smart move.
뭘 읽고 있네.
I don't see any sails, Rensburg.
I don't see any sails, 랜스버그. 나는 어떤 세일도 보지 못했다, 랜스버그야.
I'm sorry, sir. I just wanted to ask you what happened between you and Ian last night.
당신과 이안 사이에 무슨 일이
Nothing, Rensburg.
일어났었는지 궁금해요.
He's just being a
아무것도
pubescent
없단다.
boy, like always. Children his age can be very stubborn. He'll grow out of it.
좀 그래.
You're probably
그
right,
나이
sir.
또래는 애들이 좀 말을 안
Growing up,
듣지.
the boy was often difficult to handle. Why do you think he's here in the first place? It was his mother, Mary, who asked me to take him in as my protege. I care about Mary and her family, so I couldn't refuse. But now, I regret that I didn't. I tried to reason with Ian, tried to convince him that I only want to protect him from harm. He just doesn't believe me.
그는 나를 믿지 않아. 그를 위험으로부터 보호하려는 건데 그는 나를 믿지 않아.
He sounds like a difficult person. Do you think Ian would steal if he got the
어려운
chance?
애로 보이네요.
What? I don't want you to judge him like that. He's a rascal, but not a criminal. Now get back to work.
라스칼 하지 마.
We're still waiting for you to bring up those sails.
죄질 애는 아니야. 나쁜 짓 할 애는 아니야. 계속 정보를 수집하고 있습니다. 총을 훔쳐갈 만한 그런 사람이 누구일까요?
Came to tell me off too?
또 왔어? 무슨 말을 하고 싶은 거야?
How are you feeling now, Ian?
기분은 좀 어때?
Fine. Just let me be, will ya? I
그냥
just needed
놔둬.
some fresh air.
신선한 바람이 필요할 뿐이야.
I understand that you're angry.
너가
It must be
화난
hard
거는
for you, living on this ship.
어렵겠구나.
Stop with the fake concerns. Who are you anyway?
속이지
Did
마.
Brunswick send you to talk me around?
날 떠보려는 거야?
I'm Devon Rensburg. I'm new.
나는 여기 초짜지.
Last night, when I entered the forecastle,
지난밤
I heard two people fighting. It was you and Officer
싸우는
Brunswick.
걸 들었어.
What was going on in there, Ian?
거기서 무슨 일이 있었어, 이안?
I told him the truth. I've
난
had enough of
진실을
him and his
말했어.
weird requests. He is everywhere I go. Around every
내가
corner and in every room.
가는 곳마다 다 있어.
I'm sick of the man.
정말
His presence
질렸어.
alone drives me completely insane.
정말 나를 미치게 해.
It really can't be that bad, can it?
그렇게 나쁘다고 말할 수는
Well,
없을 거야.
On some nights, he wants me to come to his cabin. And when I do, he'll ask me to sit on the side of his bed.
내 침대 옆에서
Then he takes out a notebook, one that he hides for fear of others reading it.
내
And then he forces
공책을
me to
가져갔어.
listen to him reciting his corny poetry.
시를 막 읽으면서 강제로 듣게 했단 말이야.
That's it? That's really the only thing he did?
There's more. He wanted me to
이게
have
다야?
his first compass.
아니야, 더 있어.
One that he got as a present from his own mentor, Francis Beaufort. He gave me the thing as a present, but I refused. Next thing I know, it's on my pillow with a wee note telling me to be more grateful.
감사해야 한다고 말했어.
Well, Brunswick was right about you. You are ungrateful.
브런즈윅이 맞는 것 같은데.
I'm not. You should look for
너는
yourself.
감사할 줄 몰라.
I'm sure Brunswick is a creep.
그렇지 않아.
You should go to his cabin and search his bookcase.
그
If there's
부케이스를
anything he's
찾아봐.
hiding, it'll
뭐가
be there.
숨겨져 있는지. 그가 뭘 숨겨놨는지 한번 찾아봐. 뭔가 힌트를 준 것 같은데요. 책장에다가 뭔가를 숨겨둔 것 같은데요. 이 안이 뭔가 비밀을 말해줬습니다. 이안과 사이가 좋지 않는 브런즈윅의 그런 작업실에 책장에 뭔가
A small
비밀스러운 게
collection of
숨어
astronomy
있다고
books betrayed
했는데요.
Brunswick's fascination with the celestial bodies. Maybe this was the secret to his success as a navigator. There were books about navigation, geography, mathematics, and poetry. None of them looked
책장이라면
very interesting to me.
여기하고 또 딴 데 책장이 있는 것 같은데.
Looking through the Merchant Navy's handbook,
네이비 핸드북이고 서랍. 책장에 뭘 숨겨놨을까요?
on the writing slope lay a
여기도 책장이 있네. 책장에 뭘 숨겨놨을까?
On the top shelf stood a portrait of a stern. A loose wallboard was cleverly hidden behind a
Oh.
couple of books.
책이 치워지네.
Behind the loose wallboard was a
그
cleverly
뒤에-
hidden compartment containing a single booklet. It seemed to be Brunswick's journal.
뭔가 저널이 있다고.
It was Officer Brunswick's journal.
오피스 브론즈 윅스의 저널이다. 뭔가 기록을 남겨놓은 것 같은데요.
Brunswick wrote about Ian in his journal.
이안에 대한
He seemed to wonder why Ian was often
기록을
angry
남겨뒀네요.
and agitated, and he was also particularly saddened by him breaking his compass.
화내고 뭐 그런다고 하네요.
There was a poem and something about calculations on the page. Brunswick's last entry told about a hole in the wall behind one of the paintings. It was Officer Brunswick's journal. Brunswick wrote about Ian in his journal. He seemed to wonder why Ian was often angry and agitated, and there was a poem and something about calculations on the page. Brunswick's last entry told about a hole in the wall behind one of the paintings.
Hole in the wall? 그림
It was
뒤에
Officer
이 그림 뒤에 뭔가 구멍이 있다고 하네.
One of the paintings depicted 3 white boys playing with a ball in. The paintings seemed to have been moved recently.
뭔가
Behind it was a small gap between the
움직여졌다고
planks.
하는데. 갭이 있고 구멍이 있네 진짜. 구멍 뭐지 구멍? 구멍을 통해 총. 예.
What's that?
총 갖고 노네.
Is there someone spying on me?
나를 몰래 보는 거니?
No.
아니요. 몰래 보지 않았어요.
I never knew this was here. I'm sorry?
미안해요.
Devon,
대번.
are you snooping around? I didn't expect you to be that kind of person.
너가 그런 사람인 줄 몰랐는데. 총을 가져다 줘야 될 것 같은데. 어쨌든 말을
Forget
잘해야
about
될
me.
것 같아요.
Why did you take a gun from the weapons cache?
나에 대해서
Ludlow,
잊어버려요. 왜 총을
Are you in
그렇게
danger?
가지고 있어요? 위험하게.
Be quiet.
조용히 해.
Come into my cabin. I'll unlock the door for you.
야, 내 방으로 와.
Before you start, please listen to me, Devon. I know it's against the captain's
들어보세요.
rules and all, but some rules are there to be broken.
선장이 뭔가 하지 말라고 했는 걸 하는 것 같은데.
Are you willing to explain to me what's wrong? You
뭐가
seem troubled.
문제예요?
I'm fine, don't worry. I wasn't secretly plotting to go on a killing spree tonight. But you never know. I might change my mind.
난 마음을 바꿨어.
I'm just a little worried, Ludlow. What are you actually going to do with that thing? I hope you were not trying to...
I'm not suicidal. It's just...
자살 아니야.
It's not
난
fair,
단지
Devon. I know the Merchant Navy
불공평하지.
Handbook from cover to cover. It clearly says that every officer is allowed to bear arms. Every officer, Devon.
모든 장교는
I'm an officer,
무기를 가질
so
수 있어.
why don't I get to exercise
그건-
my rights aboard the Herald?
그거야 라이트야. 나 권리야. 장교가 무기를 갖는 건 권리야. 하지만
I agree,
선장이
it's
못
unfair,
가지겠지.
but what can we do about it?
불공평하다는 거에
I don't make the
동의해요.
rules here, and neither do you.
I just want the captain to know that if Brunswick gives up his rights, it doesn't automatically mean that I'll give up mine as well.
왜
For some
나까지
reason, I'm always
예,
expected to do as the
권리를-
white man does. I'm never trusted to make my own decisions.
방해받아야 되죠.
Sometimes I feel like I'm an officer in nothing but name.
이름뿐인 장교. 총을 어쨌든 받아야 되는 얘는 말을 잘해야겠죠.
Hide it. And
숨겨요.
don't tell anybody about what
숨겨요.
happened.
내 아무에게도 말 안 할게요.
I'll keep your secret if you keep mine. But remember that you owe me one whenever I need your help. That gun might come in handy one day.
Ha! Caught you red-handed.
잡았다 도둑.
Good job, Rensburg.
How dare you budge in here?
렌즈버그 잘했어.
Didn't your mother teach you that stealing is wrong?
내가 엄마는
Stealing?
도둑질이 나쁘다는
I
걸
am
가르쳐주지
exercising my
않았니?
rights as an officer. Now get out of my cabin.
장교의
You really
권리를
think that those fancy clothes give you any rights? Now, act like you're supposed to and give that back.
돌려줘. 총을 돌려줘.
Why do you need a gun, Ludlow?
왜 총이 필요하죠, 로드로?
Before I became part of this crew, I was always allowed to carry a firearm. I just don't see why I can't have one now.
I don't believe
왜
you.
내가 가지지 못하는지
You're
모르겠어.
up to something. I just know it.
No, I'm not. You have to believe me. I just want to feel safe.
나는
Ain't there other
안전하고
ways to
싶어.
protect yourself? A real man can always count on his fists.
남자는 주먹이지.
Well, I know my way with a knife, but I don't have anything other than the cutlery from the
칼.
galley to work with.
칼은 어때?
You've been sneaking around in the galley too now, have you? The nerve.
No. 뭔가를 숨기고 있다는 거야? 대치하고 있는데요. 총을 뺏으려는 자와
Maybe you could give him a knife,
총을
Hayward. It will
가지려는
please the
자.
captain if you get the gun back. And as far as I know, he hasn't said anything about
칼을
knives.
주고 총을 건네주는 게 어때요? 칼 받고 총을 건네주는 게 어때요?
Well, then he can come and get one himself. I don't care what you folk do, as long as it don't mess with the captain's orders.
또
That is, if your highness complies.
I guess I can agree to that.
그거에
It's better than
대해서
nothing.
동의할 수 있을 것 같아.
Good.
아무것도 없는 것보다
That's
낫지.
settled.
좋아.
You come with me, Rensburg.
합의했어.
It's time we got those sails to the captain.
세일즈를 할 때다. 총을 건네받고 선원들이 세일즈 총을 건네받고
Thanks for helping me yesterday.
도와줘서 고마워. 뭔가 일이 순조롭게 풀렸어요. 예. 캡틴이 하라는 대로 세일.
It was the only right thing to do.
If you say so, I am not someone to hold a grudge. You know, I don't even need to have a weapon with me all the time. Just knowing that I can get it from my cabin whenever I want makes me feel safer. Would you like one of Undra's butterscotch treats? They're the captain's favorite.
사탕 먹을래?
Well,
버터스캇.
okay then. Those look too delicious to refuse.
They do, don't
거부할
they?
이유가 없지.
Feel free to indulge yourself, Devon.
I do appreciate your kindness.
감사합니다.
I need allies, Devon. And friends can provide a kind of protection that a weapon never will.
난 동맹이 필요해.
Back in the capital, I picked you. And believe me, that wasn't without reason.
나는 너를 찍었어. 이건 무조건이야.
I don't really understand. What do you need allies for?
왜 동맹이 필요하죠?
The captain thinks I don't know. Or that's what I hope I've led him to believe. But I read his newspaper the moment I got my hands on it. Here, take a look.
이거 봐.
Without indigo to trade, the reason for our voyage has become a mystery to me.
미스테리아. 인디고 없이 트레이드. 무역하는.
What are you thinking?
뭘 생각하고 있는
I'm
거예요?
worried, Devon.
나는
There seems to be
걱정이야.
more to the Herald than meets the eye.
이상의
What's
것이
going on
있어.
down there?
가보자. 뭐 무슨 일이야? 뭐야?
Don't come any closer!
가까이 오지 마.
I'll jump!
내 뛰어내릴 거야.
I will!
진짜 뛰어내릴 거야.
Just get away!
가까이 오지 마.
What happened?
무슨
What did you
일이야?
do?
뭘 하려는 거야?
It was his hand that guided me. But now I need to finish it. I must.
끝내버렸지 내가. 그렇게 해야만 했어. 피니시 해야만 했어.
I know life can be hard, Ian, but please don't jump. It's not worth it.
삶이 힘들지만
I
뛰어내리지 마.
can't live on this ship anymore. I
이
need
배에서
to
더
get
이상 살
away
수 없어.
somehow.
떠날 거야. 떠날 거란 말이야.
I understand you, Ian. I really do.
난 너의 마음
I've read the
이해해.
poetry, and I see what you were going through now. Please, let me help you.
내가
Forget the
도와줄게.
poetry.
신은
You don't
잊어버려.
understand me at all.
그걸 다
You're
이해
lying.
못해. 거짓말하고
Every
있어.
single one of you is lying. Protecting your
거짓말하고
own
있는 중에
filthy
하나야.
interests.
너희 관심, 너의 이익만.
That's not true, Ian.
그건 사실
I've
아니야,
only
이안.
been trying to help you.
널
I
도와주려는
don't
거야.
need anybody's help.
누구의 도움도 필요 없어.
I'm free now. I've been shown the way.
난 자유야. 난 자유란 말이야. 난 자유야. 바다 속으로 뛰어내려 버린 이안입니다. 오. 안에서
While Ian threw himself off the ship in despair, Brunswick was bleeding out on the deck below.
칼로
In the chaos to save the
죽었네.
esteemed navigator's life,
이안은
nobody cared about that of the cabin boy,
배에서 뛰어내렸고요.
who was drowning outside.
이안이 너무 힘들었나 봅니다. 응?
Well, it seems to me he had that coming.
내 생각에는 그는
Who exactly?
누구를
The
말씀하시는
navigator, of
거죠?
course. Brunswick.
브론즈윅.
He was tormenting that boy.
그 소녀는
He should have
너무
known better.
거칠게 다뤘어.
He should have acted like an adult.
아직 어린애였잖아.
Yes, but a man of such fame is hard-pressed to believe that he's wrong.
그런 명성을 가진 남자는
Deep down inside, though, I
받아들이기가
think he
힘들 수
knew.
있을 거예요.
When somebody places his or her trust in your good judgment, you better not abuse that, or it will come back to you, Devon. In this case, Brunswick just went too far, even with all his good intentions. As a teacher and mentor, he should have known better.
선생 멘토로서 그는 더 잘했어야만 했어.
I feel sorry for Ian. He had some
이안한테
serious problems, and no one to turn to.
미안해요.
Look, Devon, when kings take pride in their rule over others, they often become tyrants. I've seen it happen myself. It's a sort of power that corrupts good men.
독재자가 될 수가 있어.
I'm sorry to disturb you, but there is something that demands your immediate attention.
I'll be right down. Excuse me, Devon. Please
잠깐만.
wait here and do not move.
여기 있어.
Understood?
기다려. 이해했어?
Good.
Not the best bed I have ever slept in. How did I end up in this? A newspaper clipping about the accidental death of a Raja. Interesting.
사고사에 관한 뉴스.
Now, when did I say you could walk around while I was gone?
내가 갔을 때 돌아다니라고 했어?
I'm sorry,
미안해요.
You don't need to answer that. Now sit down. You are
앉아.
still my prisoner, remember?
너는 아직 죄수야. 잊었어?
How long are you going to keep me here?
날 언제까지 여기에 둘
I'll
거예요?
keep you here for as long as necessary.
내가 필요한 만큼.
Now tell me the rest of your story.
너 이야기를
I assume the
더해.
captain must have been furious after what happened.
더 이야기해. Tales of Two Daughters, Book 2. 여러분 지금 엉클 준과 함께 헤럴드를 플레이하고 있습니다. 헤럴드 플레이 바이 엉클 준 게임 TV 구독과 좋아요 부탁해요. 서브스크라이브 라이크 플리즈.
By God, Ludlow!
이런
How could you be so
러틀러
stupid?
이렇게 바보일 수가.
I still don't know, sir.
아 몰랐어요.
Don't tell me I didn't warn you a million times.
내가 몇 번 경고했어. 수십
You
번
are lucky
경고했어.
that we are short on people with your skills, or I'd have demoted you there and then.
I'm so sorry, sir.
죄송해요.
There is no way I could describe my regret for what happened that night.
그 밤 일을
Why did you not lock your cabin when you were out?
왜그
An honest mistake, sir.
안 잠궜어?
It won't happen again.
It won't indeed, because I'm confiscating that weapon.
그런 무기.
But I still have my rights as an officer.
장교로서
This is my
권리가
ship and
있어요. 이건 내 배야.
I'm not telling you again.
다시 말하지
You
않겠어.
know very well what I mean.
내가 하는
I
말을
know.
잘 알 거야.
But it's just
Your
하지만
self-proclaimed privilege to walk around armed almost got an innocent man killed, Ludlow. A
죄
dear
없는
friend
사람을
of mine.
죽였어.
Was I wrong to trust you?
죽였어.
Was I?
내가 그랬어?
I am
그러라고
Lord
했어?
Fool.
내가 미친 놈이지. 사고 후에 선장의 질타가 이어지고 있습니다. 무기를 잘못 관리한 장교 초입
After what happened,
초입
the
장교는
passengers have lost total faith in my authority.
엄청나게 혼나고 있네요. 오피서니까
To restore
책임자
that, I have
정도
decided to
되겠죠.
make you steward, Rensburg.
렌스버그를 나의
I want the both of you to pamper our
스튜어드로
guests as much as possible.
집사로 삼겠어.
And if I hear as much as one complaint, I'm going to have to use force to correct it.
그리고 내가 하나의 불평을 들었다면
Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome,
감사합니다.
Rensburg. Without Brunswick
수
and
있지.
Ian, I can't afford to lose any more experienced sailors. You are not an experienced sailor, but you
브런스윅과
are a
이안 없이
charismatic young man. I need a keeper of the peace who
항해하기가
warrants a
힘들어.
civilized atmosphere for our honoured guests. I already informed our chef, Mr. Andra Aubertin, about your promotion. You will find him in the galley, where he will show you what duties a steward of the Herald has.
안드라 아버틴에게 너의 승진에 대해서 나는 이미 알렸어.
Please leave now, both of you.
네가 해야 될 걸 가르쳐 줄 거야. 사람이 2명이 죽어 나갔습니다. 네.
Well,
그 일을 할 수 있는
congratulations. I don't know how you did it, but you
새로운
did it.
승진이
Got yourself a blue
일어났네요.
coat in less than a week.
파란색 코트도 입게 되었습니다. 네, 파란색 코트는 옷장에 있죠. 예, 옷장에서 그걸 입으면 될 것 같습니다.
I'm sorry. This must have been hard for you.
너에게
I'll get over it.
일이지.
It's not the first time the captain and I clashed like this. And whatever the case, this is exactly what we need right now. Absolutely brilliant, Devon.
대단했어. 이건
Care to explain how that was supposed to be brilliant?
브릴리언트.
Don't
대단한
you
게
remember
뭐야?
what we talked about earlier?
전에 이야기한 거 못
There's
들었어?
something strange going on aboard this ship, and you are going to find out what. Because as a
뭔가 문제가
steward,
있었던
you will be
걸
the
너는
passenger's
몰랐어?
lackey, so you get to serve their food, rub their backs, and tuck them in at night.
그 밤에 그 일들.
Sounds like a dream job. No hard labor, just bringing dishes around and talking to people. That's it?
Nothing more, nothing less.
그런 일들.
Well, off to the galley with you. Be sure to stop by the crew's quarters first. You'll find a nice blue coat inside the cabinet there.
캐비넷에서 옷을
And while you
먼저
enjoy that shiny
찾아입어.
new jacket of yours, don't forget to eavesdrop on our
새로운
unsuspicious
자켓을
victims.
즐겨. 네, 승진을 한 네, 주인공은 그 격에 맞게 푸른색 제복도 입을 것이고요. 일도 예, 격에 맞게 하게 될 것입니다. 또 이 배에서 어떤 사건 사고들이 일어날까요? 기대해 봅니다. 엉클준 여기까지 진행하도록 하겠습니다. 여러분 지금 엉클준과 함께 헤럴드를 플레이하고 계십니다. 헤럴드 플레이드 바이 엉클준 게임TV 구독과 좋아요 부탁해요. 서브스크라이브 라이크 플리즈. 헤럴드의 에서의 모험과 앞으로 일어날 일들이 기대가 되네요.
Caleb had thoroughly scrubbed the blood from the floor, but I
엉클준이었습니다.
couldn't get the harrowing image of Brunswick
즐기세요.
lying there out of my mind. A blue steward's coat lay inside the cabinet, just like Ludlow told me. It felt strange to be its new owner.